You think she's dancing? In fact, she was stealing money from the bank. Piles and piles of money were being thrown into the bin behind her, and the security guard in the surveillance room, with her eyes wide open, didn't see her little move. And then her cleaning lady accomplice, and then her fellow cleaners took the bags out and put them in the car. By the end of the day, the three women went to the toilet and hid the stolen money in their clothes. Then they calmly went through the security check. Finally, they managed to get the money back home. It turns out the place where the three women work is the Federal Reserve Bank. Every day, tens of millions of old bills are destroyed here. On her first day at work, by a cleaning lady, she was amazed by the scene before her eyes. Tons of banknotes in the workshop. Piles and piles of banknotes are thrown into the shredder. It was a heartbreaking sight for Sister Vi. She knew that she was in a time of great need of money. Her husband's company had just gone bankrupt. She was in huge debt. She'd been pampered for half her life. She had to work as a cleaner to make ends meet. I thought to herself that with so many old banknotes, if she took out a few bundles before shredding, no one would know about it. But it was easier to think than to do. The security system here is very tight. From sorting to transportation to shredding, every step of the way. Every corner is monitored by cameras in real time, and everyone has a set area to move around. You have to register even to go to the toilet. Originally, I had given up on the idea of stealing the money, but then God gave her a chance. One day when she was shopping in the supermarket, she accidentally found the lock on the shelf. The locks on the shelves were exactly the same as the locks on the money trucks. Only the locks in the bank were custom made. So she had a daring idea. If the locks were changed before the money was transported, and then change it back quietly after stealing the money, it would never be discovered. Then Vi began to study the surveillance to record the route of the banknotes. You don't say. She did find a loophole. The bin at the entrance of the lift was a blind spot, while the money truck was waiting for the lift, just in the way of the bin. If she could get the money into the bin at this point, and she happens to be in charge of cleaning up the trash, then the money would be there. But we need to find help. First, we need to find someone who has access to the keys to the truck. That way, she could do the lock change at the end. So White banged the black girl from the shredding room. But as soon as she revealed the idea of stealing the money, Blackie immediately refused. She's a single mother. She had 2 children to feed. Of course, she wouldn't dare to do something criminal. But I didn't give up. She followed Blackie all the way home. She accidentally found out that she was very concerned about her children's education. The next day, in her locker, there were a few leaflets about top schools in her locker. After reading them, Blackie was really impressed. She immediately decided to join. The next thing she needed was someone to carry the money, so that they could throw the money in the bin at the lift. So they chose Lily the rocker. This Lily is a socialite. When she heard their plan, she didn't even think twice about it. And so the three of them hit it off. The next day, they were off and running. I hid the lock she bought from the supermarket in her belt. She passed the security check before going to work. Then, while she was cleaning up, she then secretly changed the locks on the money truck and gave Lily the number of the van. And while she was waiting for the lift, the top half of her body appears to be dancing, while her hands were working underneath, unlocking and throwing the money into the bin, locking it up again in one go. Then Sister White comes over and collects the rubbish bags. The black girl has already got the lock of the bank in the bathroom. She managed to change the lock back while shredding the banknotes. The whole process went very smoothly, but just as they were carrying the banknotes out of the bank, there was an accident.